So after just a few summer league games, it seems like the Chet Holmgren hate train is already on the tracks halfway to its destination, and I just don't get it. What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Sixers Break Room. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for all your NBA content. Yes, this is called the Sixers Break Room, and yes, I'm a Sixers fan, but I'm going to be bringing you guys content on players and teams around the league, breaking down films like I did last season. If you guys saw my channel in the playoffs, I was breaking down film of the playoff matchups, so make sure you guys keep it locked on this channel. Click that subscribe button, like this video. Now let's get to this video. It's only been a few summer league outings for Chet, and it seems like people are already hating. I listened to the Locked On 76ers podcast. Again, I'm a Sixers fan, and 76ers beat writer Keith Pompey said that Chet would get absolutely destroyed if he played the 5 in the NBA. He would get absolutely destroyed if he played back in the 90s with some of those guys who were roughing people up at the 5 position. And listen, here's my thing. First of all, let's address the first thing. Can Chet play the 5 in today's NBA? He definitely can play the 5 in today's NBA, but do I think that's his natural position? No, I think he's a 4. I think he's a Dirk Nowitzki type player, and to Keith Pompey's point, or to his credit, he said the same thing, right? Like, I see Chet being that kind of guy. Yes, he's 7 foot tall, maybe even 7'1", pushes 7'2", but his skill set, his ability to shoot the ball, handle the ball, his vision, why would I even want him sitting at the block playing the 5, right? Like, that wouldn't be best for his skill set. So no, I don't think he's going to play the 5 in the NBA. I think he can. I think there'll be some lineups where you would say he's the 5, but I think primarily he's going to be the 4, which best utilizes his skill set. But the thing that I really wanted to address is this concept of insert player could not play in the 90s, or insert player could not play in the 80s. Like, let's just talk about Chet specifically, right? I don't want to get too far off the track here. If Chet were to play the 5 in the 90s, would he get banged up? Would he be able to defend some of those guys on the low block? Probably not. We do know that he has a super high skill set and ability to block shots. Like, his timing, his IQ, staying on the floor and then choosing the right time to leave his feet are off the charts. I mean, the guy has 6 blocks the other night in the summer league, right? Now, I get this, the summer league, but still. However, here's my issue when we talk about picking up a guy in today's league and putting him in that one. It goes both ways. Like, those centers would not be able to play in today's NBA because they weren't skilled enough. You guys might not have gone back and watched the films, but I've gone back and watched games from the 80s and the 90s where these 4s and 5s could not put the ball on the floor. These 4s and 5s could not shoot the ball. Hell, some of these 4 and 5s didn't even have good hook shots, and all they did was play on the block. Like, I'm tired of this glamorization of these previous eras. Like, were some of them tough as hell? Absolutely. Like, Hakeem Olajuwon is getting buckets no matter when he plays, right? Kareem is still going to get that sky hook if he played off today. But I'm just tired of just this blanket, like, oh, throw him in the 90s and he would get destroyed, or throw him in the 90s, he wouldn't be able to play. Like, yo, they got to guard him too. They got to guard him too. How many 5s were able to guard on the perimeter? How many 5s were getting put in pick and roll, getting them put on the island and have to do it? Like, the game of basketball was different. The athletes were different. The expectation and skill sets were just different. It is okay for a guy to not fit in a certain era, especially when it's not the era that he's playing in. But, like, can you imagine some of these guys having to play in today's league where if you can't shoot, you can't play for all intents and purposes? Can you imagine some of those 4s and 5s having to step up and guard the 4s and 5s of today, where they can handle the ball like they do? Can you imagine any 4 having to guard Kevin Durant? Come on, man. Like, listen, and I know there's exceptions, just like there's guys today like Joel Embiid and Jokic who could go in the 90s and could bang with those boys, Pauls, and would be able to be effective on the low block. Maybe Chet wouldn't be effective on the low block, but you can't tell me those 5s would be able to guard him on the perimeter, because they couldn't, right? So I just feel like, even though I know he didn't intend it to be hate, for me, it's still hate. Like, and I'm not the kind of person that thinks any kind of criticism is just hate. Like, I hate where if you don't say a guy is the best player ever, it's, oh, you hate and you hate. And I'm not saying that either, right? But I'm saying, like, the fact that anybody even feels like they need to acknowledge that no matter how good Chet might be in today's NBA, he wouldn't be able to play 5 in the 90s. It's like, yo, that's irrelevant because he doesn't have to. Nobody's asking him to, and nobody's saying he could. I knew that coming into the league, Chet was going to be this polarizing guy. I know I have friends who thought he was going to be a bust and shouldn't be a top pick. I have friends who think that he's going to be tough and going to be an elite player. I think he's going to be an elite player. I think if he can stay healthy, his offensive skill set is off the charts. There's not many guys at his size that can shoot the ball, handle the ball, pass the ball like he does. Not to mention his ability to block shots. I think he's going to be a tremendous weak side defender. And I think he's going to be an offensive threat. And I think that in a couple of years, when his body does naturally grow, keep in mind he's 19. And even though for some reason, when we're talking about athletes, we act like they're not humans, right? But you guys watching this video, how your body was at 19 and what your body looked at 25, I'm sure was a lot different. I expect him to grow into the player that the people who are high on him expect him to be. I'm not going to sit here and say he's guaranteed Hall of Fame or anything like that, but I do think he's going to be a great player. And I think that he can't do this or he can't do that in this era, I think it's irrelevant. Let's look at the player he is and the time he's playing in, and let's just go from there. Let's not nitpick every single outing and immediately look to hate on the guy, man. And at the end of the day, he's 19. He's not fully developed physically or from a skill set perspective. I think his ceiling is incredibly high. I just don't like the whole he can't play the 5 in such and such an era. I don't think it's relevant. I do want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think that that's a fair criticism? Do you guys think that Chet is going to be a great player in the league, or do you think he's going to be a bust? Sound off in the comment section below. If you liked the video, don't forget to like the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel. Why not? It's free for you and it does a whole lot for me. And if you do want to support in that type of way, you can also click that link in the description below, become a member, all that jazz. That's all I got for you guys. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.